Do you have any sympathy with that point? But if the speed limit goes up to 80 on a motorway and it's raining, how many people will think, I should definitely keep my speed down well below 70 or whatever? Won't
you'd
they
be
just
surprised even do what the government says it will do. It won't help the economy and it won't actually help drivers.
So, to be clear, do you think by the end of the...
For not having speed limits at all, and I know some in Brian's organisation actually think we shouldn't have any speed limits, we should just try...
This is the next logical step then, is no speed limits at all on motorways.
We're not saying have no...
You're watching Breakfast from BBC News. Our main stories this morning. New plans also coming up today. Would you reuse...
It'll be a beautiful weekend. Carol's out in the garden at Television Centre. Morning, Carol. Just a quick email from Christine MacDonald, who says that she went into a chemist and on Wednesday to ask for sun lotion because of the weather, and was told they'd removed it from their shelves to make way for Christmas stock.
Well, there you go. You see Louise Hubbell's in Sidmouth for us. And, Louise, we saw already what a beautiful morning you have down there. It's stunning.
To Christine in Rills Point, doesn't it? Summer stuff moved out, Christmas stuff moved in. Steph, is it too early?
Rule 1 of going to the seaside on any kind of trip, take shorts.
Steph?
No matter what the weather, just take shorts.
No, I'm serious. Always
Right.
take a pair of shorts.
So you're one of those people I see who's walking past and you think, why on earth is that man wearing shorts?
That is
Well, you might want to go
That's
down.
Charlie all over.
You go down the seaside, put your feet in the water,
Right.
don't you?
It's
Is
a
it
good
just
look.
me?
Anyway.
It's just you. Well, clearly it's just you.
Anyway, moving on. Yeah, I mean, the biggest problem for business is the unpredictability in all of this, because a lot of...
Steph, thank you very much.
Steph, thank you. Still to come on Breakfast. No idea Christopher Biggins was in Porridge.
He was also in the Rocky Horror Show, in the movie.
No!
He was in that dance in the background. You know that big lineup where they do the...
Let's do the time warp.
Yes.
Let's do the time warp again.
At all.
Talking of time warps, it's now time to get the news where you are. See you in a moment. Good morning, you're watching Breakfast with Charlie State and Susanna Reid.
Weekly bin rounds get a cash boost from the government. Good morning, it's Friday the 30th of September.
Also ahead this morning. A court in Los Angeles has heard that Michael Jackson's doctor told a bodyguard to remove vials of medicine before calling for an ambulance to help the singer. The bodyguard, Alberto Alvarez, was giving evidence at the trial of Dr. Conrad Murray, who's accused of involuntary manslaughter. He denies the charge. The road safety charity Brake has called a proposed increase in the speed limit on motorways from 70 to 80 miles an hour unethical.
Now, here's one they made earlier, a lot earlier. Apparently, the children of hunter-gatherers were creating art in caves alongside their parents and may have gone to a form of prehistoric preschool. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Now, take us back, if you would. This is the 26th of November, 2010. It's first light. Yeah. And you're...
We moved in, and as we were setting up security, put my main weapon system on the roof of one of the dwellings in the compound.
Did you see this coming over the wall?
Pretty much. It landed in...
And what then happened? Not done what you did, if you had not, pulled this commander out of the way, jumped on top of him, what do you think, what position would he have been in when that grenade detonated?
Almost everyone, including us listening to your story there, you've seen colleagues injured in similar circumstances, have you?
Also going to be talking to James Corden.
Absolutely.
Of Gavin and Stacey fame, of Smithy fame, and who has also been in a Cameron Mackintosh musical.
And I think...
But not yet on Strictly Come Dancing.
No. Not yet.
No, exactly.
I think in the corner of my eye I saw Carol
dancer.
singing along to Phantom of the Opera a moment ago. Is that true?
Back into the studio, especially because Mike was just talking about how he was trying to chase you up Mount Etna.
Even with the help of a van as well. Mark had time at the top for a coffee, didn't you, and to read the paper.
Through those closing moments there, because I don't know that much about cycling, but it looked like you had only the slightest...
Has been made of the fact that, and I know you've paid tribute as well to your team, that this wasn't you just individually negotiating this race. This was a team effort. So how did it preventing other riders getting close to you, intimidating other riders, racing them down so they get tired?
Explain it, pointing his head away.
Mike, sparing Mark's blushes, but people are saying he is our greatest sportsman of the moment and also possibly the greatest cycling sprinter of all time.
Absolutely. Yeah, they made both targets for this year.
A little bit about you physically, because we were just saying you're very slight. But presumably...
You've got legs of steel.
Your legs are iron.
Because you live for the feet as well.
The kitten at the top.
I am, yeah.
And you were saying just before we came on, if you did monkey bars, you'd have to do them upside down.
Yeah.
Look forward to you coming back with the gold medal
Thank you.
when the time comes. Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you.
Thank you for having me.
No, brilliant. Congratulations.
Mike, thank you very much.
Coming up, BBC News Channel will bring you the... We'll meet him in just a moment. Time now, though, to get the news where you are. See you in a moment. Good morning, you're watching Breakfast with Charlie State and Susanna Reid.
Our main story this morning, weekly bin collections in England could return under new plans announced by the government. Councils will be able to apply for a share of £250 million to help them switch back to weekly pickups.
With councils...
In it?
No.
She was.
Long time ago.
What a winning team, though, haven't you? Corden up front, Valance and Savage in midfield. I was thinking Biggins in goal. Fantastic.
Before the show.
No, probably before. Yeah, I need to.
So when you say you'd never done this before, you literally one of those people who, if you're at a party or whatever, you just slink to the back and...
Yeah, I just can't.
It's necessary for Strictly Come Dancing, which is on BBC One tonight at 9 o'clock.
It's going to be very hot over the weekend. Saturday particularly. Carol, tell us a little more. They're talking about...
Claudius. And very good morning, by the way.
Good morning.
And welcome, and lovely to see you.
I've shaved, by the way, everywhere.
Do you know what? I don't think this is a good thing to talk about, Charlie.
Who suggested talking about it?
You're
seeing some of those clips of the stuff you've been in.
Yes.
I mean, you've done a lot of stuff.
Classic drama.
I mean, Porridge,
Yes.
for example.
I know.
Because that was such a brilliant show.
No, take us to the jungle.
Yes.
Because you were in I Am a Celebrity.
I was.
Do people want to know personal stuff about you?
I think so. We're doing an interesting... I won't tell you how interesting it is because it's different, a Q&A at the end.
That's the kind of thing I'm sure people are... I mean, you know, apart from all the gossip, that's kind of a fascination, isn't it? And thank you for being on the programme.
It's a pleasure. And when Karen...
you can see Christopher perform his one-man show at selected theatres next month.
So,
he doesn't need an introduction now, does he?
Not really. But we'll do it anyway. When the Phantom of the Opera opened 25 years ago, no one, not even its composer, Lord Lloyd Webber, predicted it would be such a success.
It's taken more money at box offices around the world than any other production. And on Sunday, there's going to be a special staging of the musical at the Royal Albert Hall. Well, Tim Muffet went to meet Lord Lloyd Webber.
It's tricky.
You know
It is tricky.
You know who he went to meet.
Yes.
At the theatre where it all began.
With the most extraordinary production of the show that's ever happened.
Talk to us about a few of the things that we were just hearing about there. Reviews. How important are reviews? I mean, when Phantom came out, you were saying
an enormous amount. I know when it first opened, there were people who literally went every single night.
I know, I love them all. And I love the ones that haven't seen it yet, too.
But that's not true of all shows, though, is it? That kind of loyalty, that sort of...
No,
it's
I
almost
think
like
the
an
great
obsession.
shows. I mean, if My Fair Lady, Phantom, Les Miserables...
So we're talking about something intangible here, because you say it's not reviews. Bessie Blue Eyes, great reviews. It's closing after 6 months.
That's 6 months,
50%
yeah.
audiences.
Yeah.
Phantom... Probably, I mean, you know, great reviews, and then
Not
25 years you would put into... I mean, you know, you're a successful theatre
luckily
producer,
I couldn't bottle... You could never bottle it, because then you'd have to know what the recipe was. The great thing about the theatre is that you don't know what it is that does that. That's something intangible that only the public know.
Well, what about...
And it turned out that through an overheard singing lesson with Sarah Brightman, who went to the same singing teacher...
Before you go, I just want to ask you about something that's kind of been in the ether recently, which is that musicals are... At the moment, there is this trend of musicals which come with a kind of song set, because the Phantom of the Opera continues at Her Majesty's Theatre, London's West End, 25th anniversary special, this weekend at the Royal Albert Hall.
James Corden is known as the golden boy of British comedy. He was the man behind award-winning Gavin and Stacey, of course, starring on London's West End stage, now picking up roles in Hollywood films.
I'll be speaking to him in just a moment. First, though, here's a last quick look at what's happening where you are.
Stay with me.
Welcome back. Our next guest has written and starred in one of the biggest comedies of the last decade, won numerous awards, and appeared in the West End.
James Corden has achieved an incredible amount, but as well as the highs, there have been lows, which he writes about in his memoirs. James,
good. Yeah.
It's reading your book. It is a fantastic record of your achievements so far, and you are still only. And this is where I am now.
Sure. Well, I don't know. I think with any of these books, I mean, I think like. I've read people's books before and thought,
God, what was
Something
the
a bit
point
more-
about that?
Yeah, you want to do something a bit more honest.
If you like the bad stuff out of the way, there was a time in you got huge success. I've got my timeline right here, where you, by your own admission, think you turned into a bit of a monster. Is that?
And it felt the right thing to do, to recognise that, because it feels so far away that whole time, you know. It was.
You talk about going to auditions and from an incredibly young age.
Yeah.
Landed just in the perfect place at the perfect time with the right people.
Well, if just one person thinks, if one person one time round a table says, "I'll tell you what show I really like, it's that show on BBC Three, Gavin and Stacey," and then...
May I have your attention, please? It's out now.
Three Musketeers is out in cinemas October 12th. We didn't get a chance to talk about that. You can catch James in One Man, Two Governors at London's Adelphi Theatre from the 8th of November for 16 weeks. Doctor Who as well this Saturday.
We've got to go. Thanks for your company this morning. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.